What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rusty Clutch here, back with the Brain Off podcast, where we invite you to turn your brain off. Today, I'm joined by my two co-hosts. I have Omar
Oh, brain off.
and we have Jess.
Hi, I'm back.
We took a hiatus last week because I was busy, and then this week,
Bunch of stuff.
yeah, and then this week, Kai got busy, so we brought back reoccurring special guest Jess.
The favorite special guest.
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right.
So at this point, I'm gonna have to start paying her salary, boys. So
Oh, no.
production's gonna get a little bit less quality now.
Oh. I think,
But
and it's gonna be no more light up, it's just gonna be, like, a standing still in the YouTube video.
yeah.
No more motion,
No more
just that's it.
motion, that's it, yeah. Just like
At the
a
bottom, it's gonna say budget cuts.
just give me a picture and that's it. How about you tell me about your week, Omar? It's been a little bit, what you been up to?
These past couple weeks have been pretty good for me. My job's been alright. It's just been more of, like, the same stuff over and over again. My coworkers just giving me shit the whole time, talking about, "I can't wait till it's Friday. Can't wait till it's Friday." Like, at this point, I've just, like, took notice of how many times it's been said, and I'm just like, "Man, why do you guys just do that?" Like, it's so annoying. Or, like, some of them go, "This week has been dragging." I'm like, "Really? For me, it's been going breezy. Like, I'm hyped. Like, tomorrow's Friday. Like, let's go. I'm ready."
Yep, yep, yep.
But on the other side, though, for that weekend, last previous weekend,
Yeah.
we ended up going to the Grilled Cheese Festival, which was amazing, pretty good, 100% worth. Even if you don't go for, like, the cheese, I feel like the alcohol alone is worth.
Really?
They had IPAs, wines, sake, kombucha, was non-alcoholic, but it was still alright.
Oh, cool, cool.
And they gave us,
It
like, this cool little, like, souvenir cup with, like, a little grilled cheese guy
uh,
on it. So that's what you would go up to the booth, and they would serve you in that little cup.
mhm. Oh,
They
we
also
know
had
we know those.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
went to
yeah.
one of those one time.
That's exactly how it was over there. It was amazing. I told everybody, "We're gonna get our money." Like, I'm telling them, "I'm gonna get my money's worth." So, I'm hitting these till, like, I'm feeling woozy and good. So, the first round, we all go down the drink aisle. People are like, "I think I faded. I'm feeling it." Because we haven't eaten nothing either. I ate in
Oh
the
my
morning, like, a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit,
god.
like a little snacking thing, like, hold me down. Then when we got to the festival, as soon as we came to the entrance first, that had, I think it's only the first one, or, like, the main entrance, I guess, or whatever, but it was there, and all the booths were lined down in a row, and they were all there, all the alcohol, and then on the other side, at the end of it, was all the grilled cheeses. So then we just started going down, booth to booth, booth to booth, boom, boom. I skipped a couple because 'cause I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta slow down, alright? I ain't trying to, like, blow chunks right now. We just got here." Especially for the IPA. At the end, I started drinking this, like, IPA heavy, heavy, but
What
at
time
the
was it at? Like, what time did you guys get there and stuff?
it was an event from 12 to
Oh, yeah,
5.
midday, yay.
Oh,
Well,
That's fun.
man.
That's fun.
yeah, it was really cool. So everyone got faded. It was really good. We saw a wrestling match, like real life wrestling. The guy I was cheering for lost in, like, the most ridiculous way ever, but I guess because I don't know. I mean, I guess it would have been a fat minute since I've seen WWE, but to me, it looked like he won, but I guess. Um, they had a cool stage, live music, um, a bunch of booths for, like, grilled cheese where, like, we were just kinda, like, overwhelmed, but we also just had that, like, herd mentality because we just went in lines, where instead, we shoulda just went further down, deeper into, like, the cheese, like, booths,
Uh-huh.
and we coulda just had way more over there because there was no lines over there while everyone was still waiting for this one.
It's like what's up at the front, right? You have to go to the far back to get, like, stuff that's
Yeah.
being less, yeah.
Yeah, so that we can get, like, more grilled cheeses because they also offered, like, whole sandwiches to pay for, and I was like, it's alright," but, I mean, that defeats the whole purpose of, like, the ticket, so
Yeah.
I just thought, "Yeah, we'll just wait in lines," and we got through it. There was one with, like, a hash brown, steak, bacon, and then grilled cheese.
Ooh.
I was like
Yum.
"Damn." And
And how
then
how big were the portions?
they were about, like, so you know how you can cut a sandwich into 4 little triangles?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You do the X cut?
Yeah.
they were giving people X cuts and then like T cuts. So you either got like a little
Ooh.
corner or you got like a wedge,
Oh, okay.
You got a
So
triangle or square?
yeah,
pretty
so
much.
like a decent size.
But you also got to you could ask them, could I get one of each? Boom, there's your whole
Oh,
sandwich.
Mm.
there you
So if they
go.
had a variety of sandwiches, or if they had like XYZ or so on and so forth, then you could be like, "Ooh, let me have one of each." Okay, boom, 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 done.
That's a whole sandwich.
Amazing. You just couldn't use Frankenstein it together. It's easy. And I feel like all of them were good. There was even like this vegan one. The second round that we were going to drink, everyone was still kind of in it, kind of going back and forth. And then that's when people were like, "Oh, I'm hungry again," and I'm like, "I'm pretty good. Like I got pretty full off those. Like I ate so much that it made me sober." So while everyone went to go get more grilled cheeses, Vicky was like tapped out, like halfway done. But she
I
was a
love
trooper.
Vicky.
She's a trooper. She was a trooper the whole way. Um, and so we brought our lawn chairs. You know, ooh, thank God we did, because geez, if not, we sit on the ground. But even then, it's still whatever.
Really?
But she was in the lawn chairs, and then I brought mine. Someone else was in mine, and then we had one guy like knocked out in my chair because he was done. Vicky was in her chair, just chilling, vibing, and then everyone else went to go get in line some more grilled cheeses. Where'd that leave me? In the line of alcohol, ready to swim. So I was left unsupervised, and so I just kept going booth to booth. I tell you right now, the what is it? The sake people, they hated to see me come, bro.
Oh my
They hated
god.
to see me coming.
Not this guy
They,
again.
I walked up, I pulled up, and I'll get my cup, and it's sake, so they fill it like a little quarter. And I told her like, "Come on, give me a double." And I wiggled the glass a little bit, and then she goes, she hesitated and went, and then the guy next to her goes, "Yeah, go ahead, it's all right." I mean, it was like close to the end of the event. It was like 4:10 or something, 4:15. The event closes at 5. So a lot of people were like already like closing up too, or like
They're
starting to
sold
say, "Oh, we
out.
have no more,"
Yeah.
or they were like, "Oh, we're out of this one," or whatever. Or like this one wine chick who had like strawberry wine, she was already done. Like she was, "Oh, this is my last bottle." But for
I
sure, like those sake people hated to see me come, bro.
couldn't you just like drink that whole half and then be like, okay, want more?
Yeah.
Should
But
just.
no.
No.
So then I went to another booth that did like a mixed drink with tequila and gin.
Oh, okay.
And so I did that one, down that drink, and I was like, "Damn, that shit good." Kind of want another one. But the line kind of long. Oh, that beer line open. Can I have another beer?
Oh
All
my
right, I'm
goodness.
done. Let me go. Let me see. And then I go, "Wait, have I checked in with Vicky yet? I don't think I have." So then I look for another drink and I go, "Ooh, an IPA. Can I have that, please?" Shh. All right, thank you. And then I go, like stumble. I'm not drunk yet,
Yeah.
but I
Okay.
would say I'm teeter tottering.
Okay. Okay.
Drunk is like when I can't move and I'm like I'm out. I'm like I'm still like coherent.
Okay.
So I'm like stumbling, trying not to fall too, and like mess up my knee or whatever. Be like, oh, because like just knowing it, I was like, I gotta relax though. I can't be like, oh,
Yeah,
ooh.
we're in a public place.
Yeah, we're still in public. I don't want to get kicked out. I don't want to get kicked out. So they finally just closed everything down. And then since it was a park, you could stay, but they were all done selling alcohol or doing final sales and everything.
Mm.
Pretty fun. It was only like we got an Airbnb, like I said, so it was only like a 28-minute walk.
Oh, okay.
It was nice.
That's not bad.
No.
No, it was, and honestly, the walk, because we decided to walk there because they were like, we should Uber, and then they were like, no, and then we should walk, and then they ended up doing like these scooters, the e-scooters, and two of them rode the e-scooters there, got in line, and I'm like, all right, I mean, sure, pay $3 or walk. I mean, it's your prerogative, bro. Like, do whatever you want. So we just ended up walking, and I felt like the walk was cool because it was on a quotations walk, so we was walking there, and then like I felt like it was really good. Like I got my cardio up, I got my body ready for it. Like I'm ready to receive this alcohol and this cheese. And then on the way home, we was also like, damn, all right, e-scooters or walking. And then of course I chose walking because I didn't want to eat shit on the e-scooters.
Yeah, no, straight up.
And then like, look, if this was like 3 years ago, maybe, I would have been like, all right, let's get it. And then like died. But like now I'm an adult. I got responsibilities. I
We
gotta take care of
actually
my
think
I
things we
I
actually
gotta
think things through now.
I gotta worry about my health, and like if I'm out, that'll lead me into like financial distress because then I can't work. If I can't work, I can't pay bills. If I can't pay the bills, I'll go hungry. If I go hungry, I get kicked out. So, so that flashed through my head real quick, and I was like, no, I'll walk. I'm cool. Like I'm chilling. Like I'm a little slush. I'm a little wild, but I was like, we're chilling. So it was me, Vicky walking, and then one of my homies was like, yeah, I'll walk with you, bros. And I was like, bro, you can take the e-scooter if you want, or you can just like go an Uber. It's up to you, bro. You don't have to walk with us. He was like, nah, you're good. And I was like, all right, bet, just come with us then. And then I was like, okay, I want to chill. So I went up to our bedroom area, and I went to like our balcony, and I was just chilling out there. I was vibing, letting it ride, and then I'm like, damn, I'm getting sleepy. Nah, mistake. When I slept, they went out. They went on the e-scooters again. And I was like,
No.
no, I was sober. I was good now. Let's go. And then they're like, no, we all got like by the time I woke up, it was 11:30, and they're like, no, everyone's in bed. I was like, no, it should have been me, not him.
This is why we don't nap.
It was pretty awesome, 100% worth it. We're thinking about making it like an annual thing. So if y'all down to go, we're gonna go again. Try it again next year. Hopefully everyone resubmits and submits again. We're gonna jump on the tickets this time too because they go on sale the earlier you buy them.
Oh yeah, like they're
And then once
cheaper. Yeah,
they meet their cap, then they go back to full price.
I see. No, I'd be down.
Yeah. So
Like just to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you said there was even like a vegan one. Like I could try that.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
there's other stuff.
Exactly.
They're for
Exactly.
the vibes, bro. You know.
Also, ooh, the water was free there too. Like you just pulled up to the water tent and they give you free water.
Oh, dope.
Oh,
We love
nice.
that.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I pulled out one of the water bottles I had in my bag and I downed that whole John, bro. I was like, I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
You were
Let's go. Keep
saving
going.
it. You're like, wait, I don't know if I want to drink this yet.
Because I didn't know if I had it, so I was like, okay, I gotta portion the water, make sure I gotta like calculate it. Jess, I don't know about you guys. What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Not much. I mean, we had a 4-day weekend. It was really busy. I wish I had one more day. I wish it was a 5-day weekend. For real. But today we had like administrative assistant appreciation day, which is
Mhm.
like a lot of our secretaries and stuff. We had it all week. We're doing something for them all week. But today we made pizzas for them. Sal came over and brought our like pizza hot stone thing. And
Yo,
then we made dough,
oh,
yeah, and we let them make their own pizza, so that was cool. But I mean, other than that, it's been pretty chill. Just
nice.
preparing for Mother's Day. I know, we're trying to get like a Dia de las Madres event done for our moms, but other than that, it's been pretty chill.
That's right. That's right. Don't y'all forget Mother's Day.
10 is Mexican,
So
Mother's
for
Day.
realsies, one is 10.
Yeah.
It's on a
Yes.
hey, it's on a Saturday.
I'm just making sure people know because they'll get confused. People think that Mother's Day is the 11th. Nah, that's like the second one. The real one, the for realsy one, is on the 10th. Don't get that twisted, bro. I'm just
Facts.
saying.
I'll tell you what. If you tell your mom Happy Mother's Day on the 11th, she'll be like, okay, cool. But if you miss the one on the 10th, she ain't even gonna talk to you on the 11th. So
No, don't even bother talking to me on the 11th, bro.
yeah. So
Did it 1 year, won't do it again.
but no, yeah, I only had a 3-day weekend, just had a 4-day weekend, but it was cool having that Friday off. We just been like catching up and stuff like that. I filmed some content here at the house. We did a live stream this past weekend, like testing the stuff out. Um,
Yeah, I saw it.
yeah, I wanted to see how that would work. Setting up like to do a live stream and so like we set up the stuff, tried it out, and honestly, like kind of sucked at the beginning. It took us like an hour and a half to figure out what was wrong. But I think for me, the issue I have is we were using my PC, right? And so my PC is set up and configured with all of my stuff on my desk, right? So
Mhm.
then when we take it out of that environment and go try to just plug a couple things in a different place, like not everything was configured, and so we're having like audio problems.
Right.
So we had to restart the stream like 5 times, and then finally we got it going. And then I think we were just kind of like tired, so we were kind of just like very chill vibes. We like hung out, talked for a bit, just chit chatted with people, like people that were commenting, and then we started building my Lego set. But I don't know if we'll do one this weekend,
Hell yeah.
but But definitely next weekend, we're kind of trying to revamp the live stream a little bit. I think it'll be cool, like on the Saturdays where we don't have stuff to do stuff in the afternoons. We're gonna get like a capture card so that we can play like some Switch games potentially, stuff like that. Um,
Ooh.
we pulled out Jess's old MacBook, which the screen is messed up on it. And so it doesn't really serve a purpose, right? Until we replace the screen. If we replace the
Mhm.
screen. So what I was telling her is if we get like a right now we're just gonna plug it into the TV, but if we have like a little cheapy monitor, we can plug that in and it's kind of like a desktop, you know? It's a MacBook Pro. So it's a good MacBook. It's just the screen is messed up, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
So I told her we can leave that in the living room and that'll be like the streaming computer, you know? All it has to do is turn on, connect to the internet and stream. You know, it's not like it's doing anything.
Yeah.
It's not like it needs to be a
True.
gaming computer. It's just like transmitting the stuff. So as long as it has a good internet connection, we're chilling. So I was like, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Like that'll be give it a new purpose or whatever. So get all that set up and stuff. So if not this weekend, next weekend, we're gonna do another live stream where we might do like a little more variety. Maybe we'll play a little bit of video games, like stuff like that. And then we'll also build more of the Lego set and stuff like that. So exciting, just different things,
Oh yeah.
different content pieces I've been working on. Jess has been working on a couple different shorts and stuff. She's getting her creative process figured out, you know, about like things that she wants to do. Slow
True.
Mhm.
but steady. She's like, I think I like this idea. I think I'm gonna do this and stuff. So, you know, I'm trying to be supportive.
Yeah.
You'll find it. You'll find
Yeah.
it. Don't worry. It'll click.
Yeah. Yeah, like yesterday we made a little setup for if I ever do any cooking videos, like where it would be. Um, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty easy." Not easy, but like it's cool. It was cool. I was like, "Oh, this is what I would maybe do in the future."
Yeah.
Yeah, just simple things like that, but nothing too crazy, you know. Just kind of chill vibes. Life is kind of chill, but you know what is crazy?
Yeah.
The Fire Festival 2 was announced like last week
Yes.
and then
Yes.
postponed and canceled again.
Where's my money?
So I was watching, I think it was CoffeeZilla was doing an interview with him. And I looked it up when I saw it come up. I went to the website. I wanted to see what the ticket prices were because basically, for those of you who don't know, the Fire Festival was this giant, like it was supposed to be like larger than life experience. I forget where it was gonna be held. Do you remember, Jess?
Was it am I wrong to say an island? Because it was like a whole thing with transportation too, no?
I don't. I thought it was like in the continental US. But besides that, it's supposed to be like a festival, right? But it's supposed to be like the festival of your life or whatever, right? So they sold all these tickets and then like after everything came out afterwards, it was a poorly mismanaged thing. There was like no artist, there was no tents, there was nowhere to sleep, there was nowhere to go to the bathroom. Like it was all scam basically. And so the guy that was in charge of it,
Oh.
yeah, this Billy McFarland guy, he got arrested, went to jail, has to pay a bunch of money and stuff like that, right? So then, lo and behold, 5 years later, they made a Netflix documentary on this. Like that's how severe it was. So 5 years
Dang.
later, he comes back and he's like, "Hey, Fire Festival 2, Electric Boogaloo," you know?
No.
Baby,
Again?
baby.
Yeah.
It was at the Bahamas.
It was in the
At the
Bahamas.
Bahamas.
You see?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And then
The Bahamas.
that's in Florida, right?
I
No, the
thought it
Bahamas is an island, right?
Oh, that's
thought it was Mexico.
right.
Isn't it?
Yeah, Bahamas is like,
It's in
yay.
Is it
Coast
Mexico, no? Like near that? Or
Yeah, yeah, it's in Mexico.
Hey, you take geography, bro?
Hey, bro, I don't know anything about geography. I got my
hey,
phone out though.
you listen enough, you pick up a few things.
Dude, can I interrupt? I had a student with me just yesterday. Her and I were talking about I was like, "Oh, we were talking about like where's the farthest place she's ever traveled, right?" And she goes, "Georgia." Georgia, right? And I go, "Oh," I go, that's in a different state, huh?" And she looks at me and I'm like, "What?" She goes, "That is the state." And I was like, "Oh." And I was like, "Okay." She was judging
No.
me. She was hard judging me. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm an idiot."
She just gave you the look,
Man.
raised eyebrow and everything.
She did, and she's the sweetest little
Yep,
girl, so I know she was like,
yep.
"Girl."
Something's off.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Sal.
You're good. But so he's talking on this interview and stuff, and I watched probably 80% of it yesterday. But he's according to him, they had already sold 500 tickets, and I know the price because I went and looked at them. They're $1,400, right? And that's
Ooh.
just the ticket for entry. That's not because these this is supposed to happen over in Playa del Carmen, which is basically Cancun, the Cancun area of Mexico, right? Um,
Uh-huh.
$1,400 just for your ticket for one person, and then you still have to get your flights, right? You have to get a hotel and everything at the
Dang.
resort that they're supposed to have it at. So this whole crazy thing, right? And I even saw like there's different tiers, right? Like $1,400 was like the entry tier, but there was like the God tier.
Entry?
Yeah, there's like the God tier that was $1,000,000 for one ticket or whatever. It was like unlimited access
That's
or
me.
whatever. So I was just like blown away because in my mind, right? Why would you buy tickets again? Like I went to go look for the memes, right? I wasn't gonna spend $1,400 on a ticket. Why would you buy tickets again if like he's already a convicted scammer? The first Fire Festival was a
Mm.
scam. How do you trick 500 people into buying
Nah, nah,
tickets
nah, nah.
again?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't get fooled again.
I
No,
think it's the rich people that just wanted to see, you know?
Like to see if it
I would
is a
take it
It
even
scam?
further and say it's like money laundering. I would take it further.
Oh.
Mm.
And like take it from like a little like criminal detective point of view. Maybe the 500 sold tickets was just money laundering for something else. Because I'm thinking of the first scam. Yeah, first scam maybe got a bunch of money, haha, in your face, loser. But then other people saw it as like, ooh, money. So he's like, no one's gonna be dumb enough to do it again twice. Maybe some suckers were,
Yeah.
but for the majority, I feel like there's more here. Because it's like you said, he's been convicted. He came back. He said he's doing Fire Festival 2. It's the same guy who did it the first time. Why weren't the bells ringing here? Why weren't they going beedoo beedoo?
You know,
I
and
don't
I,
know.
I hadn't thought of the money laundering thing because, like, no rap on Mexico, but it is in Mexico, you know?
Yes.
Right? Like if if they're trying to avoid the American government to like do some money laundering, that would be the way to do it, you know?
Hmm.
Hold a festival that's supposed to happen, right? It's supposed to be like supposed to be this awesome experience. It's very expensive. And if he partners with someone else that wants to launder this money, right? And they're like, all right, look, you pay for the festival, the money comes to me, and then the money goes right back to you, and I take a 10% cut and money's washed,
Boom.
you know? I mean that is a plausible thing, especially if you're selling tickets for $1,000,000.
That's what I'm saying. The meal, like unlimited access, you get whatever, blah blah blah. To what? The all you can eat buffet? I mean, the water slides. Like, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's crazy. I mean, I'm hoping for Fire Festival 2 documentary too, but I just think it's I just think it's crazy that like this is even a thing. Like that if it's a real like you're saying, if it's not like a money laundering thing, like if 500 people actually bought it and
Yeah.
and is it like literally just like I want to see if it's not like it's kind of like metagame, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm buying it because like now it's too obvious for it to be a scam again.
Yeah, or like, why not? Isn't he like should be on a blacklist and go? He's not allowed to announce any events because prior to his history, blah blah blah. Blah. Like, pause. Excuse me.
I mean, the criminal justice system has said as long as you pay back the $40 million you owe for damages, you just keep living your life. So maybe, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, I just thought it was funny seeing that again because I was like, that's crazy that that's even like a thing that's happening. And I watched the podcast and the guy talks well. Like if you needed somebody to smooth talk, like that guy, Billy McFarland knows his way around words pretty well. But
He's got
it,
a sharp tongue.
yeah, sir. So I'm like, okay, I could see how you could be trying
Mm.
to spin this here, but I don't know. He did mention that potentially like he was gonna move it to New York and stuff, but I just read some stuff right before we got on the podcast that he's trying to sell the Fire Festival brand. So maybe we will get a Fire Fest, but it'll be from someone else and it'll actually be like what they're
For
saying.
realsies?
Yeah, for realsies. I mean, it will be an actual like out of body experience or whatever. But
It'll be funny if they call it Fire Festival 3 and just wait, just see what happens.
Obviously, your boy likes to thrift. Not as much as Jess, but I do like to thrift every now and then. Um,
Oh yeah.
and we were, I'm not too sure. We were at like a more local thrift store, not like a Goodwill or
Mhm,
Salvation
mhm.
Army. So they have some like,
Local.
more obscure, kind of like, kind of cool things sometimes. And they're,
Knickknacks?
yeah, knickknacks, and they're normally like way cheaper too. But I was
They
walking
are very
around
cheap.
and like they have like a VHS section, right? And I've been buying VHSs and DVDs just because like I don't know, like that stuff like gets me where I'm like, that's
Yeah.
cool. I want the physical stuff of it.
Physical media.
Yeah, physical media. And I found The Mask of Zorro and I was like, bro, 50 cents for The Mask of Zorro. I love that movie. It's a dope movie.
Yo.
And so I'm walking around and there was nothing else at the VHS is cool. We get to the counter to pay and I look over to my left and there's the entire box VHS for season 2 of Friends. And I was like, I will take that. And there's 4 in there, right? And they're 50 cents supposedly each VHS. She gave it to me for $1. So I paid half price. I was like,
He
even
can't even do math.
even better. I did. I go, how much is this? She goes, $1. And I go, bet I'll
Uh,
take it.
uh,
We said bet.
she she saw 4 and read 25, 25, 25, 25. $1.
$1. No, literally, I think that's the math. Like exactly what you're saying went on in her head, and I was like, bro, I'm not gonna argue. That's why I asked, how much is this? I wanted to see.
Yep.
I knew
Yep.
in my head, I knew how much it should have been, but I want to know what you tell me how much it
If
is.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, we watched some of it the other night when her brother came over and stuff like that. But I've been kind of putting it on in the background when I'm doing things, and it's cool to watch it. I'm trying to get Jess to watch it. She's watched some of it. But in addition to
Mhm.
that, Jess has been watching The Office again on Peacock, right? Because we have Peacock. Um, and so it's
Nice.
I'm not gonna get into like which one is better, Friends or The Office, right? Debate. But I do want to ask, what is like your favorite show to rewatch? Or like and why is it your favorite show, right? Like what's that show where you're
Mhm.
like, I could put this on repeat now and then I could watch it 6 months from now and it'd be great. Like I'll always keep going back to this show, but like give me the why. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's always like,
Mm.
I like this show. And I just like this is the show that I rewatch every 6 months. But then like you ask them why and they're like, I don't know, it's just because I watch it. But like what brings you back to it? Is it just nostalgia, or is there something about it where you're like, "This is what I like about this show, and that's why I watch it"? Jess, you wanna go first?
Could you guess what it is?
The Office.
Yeah, it's The Office. I do know. I think The Office, what I really appreciate about it, and I've seen it, I think this is my 13th time watching it all seasons.
Let's
Um,
go.
Okay, okay.
and
She ain't putting up rookie
yeah,
numbers no more.
and I think even now rewatching it again, the humor, I think the humor to me is really funny. Michael's really dumb. Not dumb, he's just idiotic, but in the funny way. And Dwight's also very Dwight, and I love it. But I also think it tells a story. Like you see, like even like the other day, I was watching the scene where Pam and Roy were like breaking up, not breaking up the second time, and I was just thinking of all these things where I'm like, Pam is going through it, and then I'm like, now she's with Jim again. They bought a house, and I'm just like, they are telling a story, you know? All these characters are going through the motions. Like, you got Meredith, this crazy single mom, the alcoholic. Like, they all are just playing their own stories in it, and I don't know. It just makes me happy inside. I also was just watching where Michael and Holly had to break up because, David Wallace saw them kissing at the fundraiser, so they broke up, blah, 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 and
Mhm.
then he had a shitty day. He went on a, sales call out of the country, no, not the country, yeah, Canada, and he went to a sales call, and then on the way back, he had a really shitty time, and he called his boss and said, like, "Why did you move her? Like, I loved her. Like, why did you do that?" And I'm just like, "That's so real." Like, sometimes life happens, and I just appreciate, like, those little moments where Pam went to art school and she failed. She didn't pass it. She came back home. Like, life happens, you know? But they get through it, and I don't know, and I know that's not real life. Like, sometimes in real life, shitty shit happens and it doesn't get better, but I just like how The Office goes about it. So yeah, that's why it's my favorite show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's why I asked the question. That's an excellent description of like,
That's that's a good why.
yeah, you know, it's not just like, oh, it's haha funny. It's just like there's tangibleness to it, right? Which I feel like I like to
Mhm.
attach to a show, or just not just a show, but like things that we cherish in a way where like you said, you'll go back and you'll watch it. You watch the whole thing 13 times because
Mhm.
it means something more than just like, oh, it's a good show, because you can say it's a good show about a
Yeah.
lot of shows, right? But like, why is this your show?
Mhm, and I
Mhm.
and I will say I'm loyal. I'll watch it all the way through, but I will say it does get different once Michael leaves. Um, and they start putting new people in place, and there's just like certain things where I'm like, but I even remember the first time I watched the show all the way through the very first time. If you know The Office, you know what I'm talking about. Dwight's about to get married, and Jim's supposed to be his best man, and then he's not. And he says, "Oh, it's because the best man's supposed to be older than you." And then he's like, and as to Dwight's all sad. He's like, "What? Like you can't be my best man?" And then it's because at that point he turns around and Michael's there, and it's because Michael's supposed to be his best man. And I cried. I was like, "Oh my god, Michael's like Steve Carell's back!" Like, "Oh my god," I was like crying. So I don't know. It's just a feels good show.
Got the good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So I don't know. For me, for TV shows, I didn't really like do a lot of TV. Like, yeah, there's some really good ones that I watch, but once I watch them, I'm done with them, or like I'll pick them up every now and again, or like some here and there for TV shows. Mostly, what I catch myself doing, as of I think late, is I'll do it with movies, but they're like old movies that are on like the YouTube movie tab that are free.
Yes, that are free. That is like one of the best things that
Oh,
they've introduced. I love that.
heaven, heaven. Let me tell you now. Oof. They got all the Jurassic Parks. I watched all them all.
What do you
They
YouTube? You said YouTube?
Yeah, the YouTube movies. There's a YouTube
Oh.
movies tab, or like a channel that
Mm.
does a bunch of YouTube movies that are free.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you do have to have the
Premium?
premium though
Yeah.
to get a lot of the more the catalog. But there are other ones that are free as well. They're just like they just have ads in them. But even then, the free is free. But I catch myself doing that with movies with like all the Jurassic Park movies, or I'll do like the Medea movies. And for me, it's a lot of to do with like nostalgic, and also like the humor, or if there's just like that one scene in there that like gets me, or like how Jess was saying, how everyone has those like little stories. For me, those little stories are like more developed in the movies, and I get to see that person. Or if it's just like a really cool like John Wick.
Uh-huh.
John Wick's awesome. I put that movie on, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna kill some dudes. You kill my dog.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Hey, me too.
it's just a good like action packed movie. Got good layers to it, good deep meaning, the betrayal of like friendship and stuff in there, and so on and so forth. But if I had to choose like a TV show that I would have to like rewatch over and over again, I would have to say it got to be like Naruto Shippuden, because like I watch
Oh
that
my
one
god,
all the
yes.
time.
Yes. Yes.
Like no matter what, I even put it on the background. I'll do dubbed, I'll do subbed. I'll watch it just to watch it. Or I'll just like go on like to
Ah,
YouTube and watch like the little fight scenes, or
yes.
like the 5 part episodes of like this person versus this
Pain?
person on YouTube. Yeah, I'll watch
Yeah.
the pain fight or
Mhm, the series.
Jiraiya.
Mhm. Oh,
I'll
no.
I'll do what is it the like the Ninja War? I'll do when like like I'll even go to like Naruto the first one, like just regular
Uh-huh,
Naruto,
uh-huh, me too.
where he's fighting like where Naruto's talking to Zabuza, because that one guy just died, and he was like, and he goes, "Ah, your words cut deeper than any blade," and I'm like, "Ah." I'm like, it gets me. I don't know. For me, I'm biased, and I'll say it because I am. About like when I listen to or watch anime, I prefer it just in like its raw form of like the Japanese, or like the way they're like supposed to say it, and then the subtitles in English, because I feel like I get more emotion, I get more like feeling from them, rather than like some run of the mill guy just going. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some really good ones out there too. Like the Attack on Titan one's really good. The English dub version. Um, what other one? There's like My Hero's okay. I feel like it could have done a little better, but it's okay.
I think
But even then,
I think they had a little more budget than most. So once I got picked up by Funimation and stuff, but I agree. I like my dubbed My Hero, but like I've watched it subbed and I'm like I could watch this.
yeah. And if once it gets to a point where like I'm telling you, like we were like Naruto, like I don't even have to read the subbed anymore because I already know what happens. Like I've been there. I've been like that was my childhood.
Yeah.
But again, it was just like for Naruto, for me, it had to be like the loneliness that he felt and like him being stronger, like friendship and like hoorah, camaraderie with like my buddies and like just having overcome like unimaginable feats. And it was just really good too with like action and stuff in some parts. Other ones, yeah, it did have its fair share of filler, but like what anime doesn't? That's not
Facts.
like really long.
Yeah.
So
I think when I watched it, like, the second time, I actually Googled, like, on the internet, like, Naruto filler episodes or something like that, so that
skip,
I could
yeah.
s yeah, I would specifically skip those so that I could just get to the
Uh,
good stuff. Yeah.
oh yeah.
No, that was definitely, like that one yeah, that one is a big childhood one to me too. I think, even, like Lee's story, like, when Lee gets hurt and can't fight anymore and all that stuff, like
Oh
all
yes.
of it, and, like, the moment where, like, he takes its weights off, like,
Oh,
all
during
of it.
the getting exams, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm, all of there's everything, like, even, like you're saying, oh my god, I watch Pain's part all over again sometimes, but then, like, I can't deal with Dry death sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh," and I'm like an adult, you know, I
Yes.
already know what's gonna happen.
It
Um,
hits you. It hits you right in the
there's
heart.
just so much emotion in it, and I tell Sal, he's never watched it, but I think you'd like it. I hope you'd like it, Sal,
I think I would.
but, Canela, the new dog we have, she has, black, her eyelids are, like, black all around, and I told him, she's Gara. I'm like, "She looks just like Gara to me with the makeup." I don't know if you even know who I'm referring to, Sal, when I say that. I thought you've seen Naruto before.
I haven't, but I went and looked it up.
Well,
When you told me that, I went and looked it up.
I was gonna say I actually have a list of shows that me and Vicky have finished. We finished Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Those are the two that we have done so far.
Okay.
I need to watch
Uh,
Better Call Saul.
and then we're working on doing, I think, Modern Family.
Okay.
We're do we're taking on that one next because I watched it first and I'm like, this kind of good. And then she kind of got into it and was like watching the episodes with me. I'm like, bro, now I gotta watch from the beginning or else you're not gonna get it. And she's like, no, I'll be fine. And I'm like, no, now we gotta start all over.
Oh, no.
What about you, Sal? What's yours?
Oh, mine?
Mhm.
Well, you see, it's Friends. It's Friends. But
No.
no, it is. How could you tell?
Real really?
Could I be any more obvious?
Okay, so what's your why?
So, I think for me, so part of it is a little bit of nostalgia, right? Like, I think that factors into most of the shows, right? It used to come on after the 10 o'clock news. They used to play two episodes of Friends, one from 11 to 11:30, and then 11:30 to midnight. And so I used to watch that after the news was on. But I never got to actually watch it like all the way through. It's kind of like Omar was saying. I watched so many episodes of it and I knew a lot of the references, but I never had a coherent understanding of like this is how it starts, this is how it ends, because I just watched whatever was on
Yeah.
TV. And then I think I was in high school going into college. Maybe might have been like my senior year or whatever of high school, where we had Netflix obviously at that point already. Like Netflix had evolved from just being like kind of a weird streaming platform where you got the DVDs to like now it's full blown Netflix. And they had Friends on there. And so I was like, I think I should watch the whole thing start to finish, like I have the ability. So I watched
Yeah.
it and I think like just was saying, I think you to like love a show, right? You have to also be able to realize when it's not the best, right? Like not blindly, right? Following it. You're kind of like for me, after season 7, I'm kind of like, well, it could have probably wrapped up there and it would have been fine, but 3 more seasons, whatever. But
Yeah.
So like, I see that the fault in that stuff. But for me, I know people always harp on the laugh track, right? And they're like, this is and they're like, this is what Friends would look like without the laugh track, right? Without playing the laugh track. And I've watched a couple of those episodes without the laugh
Yeah.
track, and I laugh during the laugh track section. Like I actually laugh.
Oh, you've been brainwashed. You're a sleeper agent.
I'm not like, ha, like I'm fucking laughing, right? I'm just like I chuckle, like I do like
Yeah,
like
you snigger to
yeah,
yourself.
exactly. Like that's funny. Like I actually find that enjoyable. I don't know if it's the comedy style, right? I don't know if it's just like the group of actors. I think the personalities are very balanced for me, right? I
Mhm.
don't think like I watch it and I was growing up and I watched it several times in college. I don't think it's like reflective of like what life looks like at that age, right? Like the people in New York that have these big
No.
apartments and everything. It's very outlandish, right? But like at the core of it,
Yeah.
like the characters themselves, each one has something specific about them where it's like you see them dealing with like insecurities and like growing as people and like there's actual for me like character development with all of them, right? Some of it is like very forced, right? Where it's like Rachel was this rich girl where her dad paid for everything and now she becomes like this self-made woman by the end of the show, right? Like she
Yeah.
basically like
Oh, cool.
runs her whole like clothing line or whatever for like this company, right? For Victoria's Secret or something, Ralph Lauren, I think. Um,
Yeah.
and then Ross, like, he's like this accomplished paleontologist, and then it like turns into like literally, like he doesn't want any of that. He just wants to live like a happy life with the person that he loves, right? Like he went from like being this uber successful, like these all these plot lines where it's like you can see them develop and grow over time. And I think for me also just like my favorite character of the whole show is Chandler. And like just his comedy, it's very like sarcastic. It's very like he has some of, like, the best one-liners ever, and, like, if you know me from, like, high school and, like, even, like, college, I don't do it much anymore, but I used to be a one-liner person, like, I used to do one-liners all the
I
time.
was just gonna say, do you feel like he resonates because he does your humor? He
He
does like
yes, he does my
what you
humor.
think is funny.
Exactly, and so I think that's why I like it and stuff like that. Like, I've never bought in a memoir book before, right? Like, a book about,
Mhm.
like, autobiography kinda thing, but I
Someone's
bought
life, yeah.
yeah, but I bought
Oh,
his.
yeah.
I bought his memoir book, and I read it, you know? I've never done that before, but
Nice.
I was, like, interested just to, like because I know, like, during that entire time, pretty much that he was on the show when he first started and stuff, he was, like, dealing with drug addiction and stuff like that, and you'll see it in the show, like, in the first, like, couple
Mm.
seasons, he is, like, skinny as a board because he couldn't keep weight on, right? And then you can see when he finally gets over, like, all of that in, like, season 6, he's, like not to me, but, like, he's chunky, you know? He put weight on, he can
That's
hold
healthy weight, though,
like,
that's
his
healthy
healthy
weight.
weight, from where he was scrawny to, like, he actually
Yeah.
is like a full person, you know? So it's just interesting to watch that develop. And I think you hit the nail on the head where like I resonate with his character because it has a little bit of like me in it, right? The way that he is.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like all of it just in general and stuff like that. And then I feel like they just kind of like the tropes and the funny, like the comedy, all of it in general was something that I liked and stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I
Nah, totally valid.
I think that's where we're gonna cut it for this week's episode. I appreciate all of you for coming along and everything. I know we were down for a week, but hey, we're still trucking along and stuff like that. Thank you to all of you that are still supporting us. Thank you guys that are watching our vlogs, checking out our live streams. Thank you to all of you that watched my LATAM as the LTA. I do have another video planned for this channel here coming up about physical media. I feel like I've been talking about that a lot recently. It's on my mind. It's just something that's just like I'm itching to
Yeah, it's
talk
good.
about. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you, Jess and Omar, for you know being my constant co-hosts and
Yo,
Of
stuff like that.
course.
when I
But
can.
yeah, obviously. But
I'll see you guys all later. Take care. Thanks for the fans for listening. Make sure to check us out on Spotify and on YouTube. Check out the other channels, the little shorts that Jess does. They're awesome. Pretty cool.
TikTok coming soon. Sorry.
TikTok plug, maybe. Ooh. I'll invite all you guys to again be warned. If you did turn off your brain, we have not guaranteed that it will turn back on. But we will see all you guys hopefully on the next podcast.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.